Alright, welcome back. This is another Paydirt review from Rookie Gold Prospector. Today I'm going to be reviewing the most difficult Paydirt that you could possibly get, and that is Klesh's Gold Impossible Paydirt. Alright, this is the Paydirt right here, the Klesh Gold Impossible Paydirt. Alright, so this supposedly is shipped wet. So let's go ahead and dump it in the pan and see what we got here. And it's just moist, it's not totally soaked. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. There's still a little bit of stuff stuck down in there. But I'm gonna use my snuffer bottle to blast water up inside there and clean it out. That works out really good. Wow, I'm gonna have to remember that trick. I just invented that. Alright. So I got my water right here. I learned this trick from Hit B Explorer. You use your large pan to pan out of with your small pan. Makes it way easier than having a big bulky tub. But first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick some jet dry in there, because I know there's really fine gold in this one, so I need to make sure that doesn't float. So I really don't have all that much material in here, and I know it's supposed to be super difficult, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it even more difficult. I'm gonna try to pan the whole thing out in one pan. So I'm just gonna sit here. Oh, wow, nice. I got a Klesh guitar pick in mine. That's really cool. Check it out. It's the one that's got some trees in the background. That's pretty awesome right there. Thanks, Klesh. Alright. Back at it. So, I didn't classify it. I didn't break it into smaller chunks. I didn't remove the magnetics. I didn't do anything except for dump it in the pan. So, let's see what kind of problems I run into on this. Oh boy. Oh wow. Look at that. That's crazy. I know. Better be very careful. I really don't know what to think. I know it weighs a ton, but look what we got. God, it is ultra fine black sand. Ultra fine. And there's a lot of it. It's not just a little bit, there's a lot. I'm just going to assume that all the gold made it to the bottom there. Well, there's something else in the bottom there. Is there like a nugget in there or something? Let's just kind of roll it all back. Take a look. What all is in here? Not 100% sure on that rock. But take a look at how thick this stuff is. Wow. Now, I'm not 100% sure what that is, but it might be chalcopyrite. I think that's what it is. I think that's chalcopyrite. Wow, that's a copper sulfide. I'll take a closer look at it here in a little bit. Sometimes they refer to that as peacock ore. But I'm not really sure if that's what it is, but I'm like 90% sure. So. Still ridiculously heavy. I'm just gonna really give everything a chance to sink. All right. There's supposed to be all kinds of weird stuff in here, like crushed pyrite and other things. But regardless, there's tons of super, super fine black sand. I'm just gonna keep handing it down until I start to see gold. So, worst case scenario, I'm gonna go back through it again the second time anyway, so. If I lose something, it's gonna be in there, so I'm not super worried about it. I'm just gonna do a little quick and dirty, I guess you could say. What are we dealing with here? Huh, I think that's where our crushed pyrite and stuff is. I don't know how well you can see that right there, but there's definitely crushed pyrite there. I can definitely see the fine gold starting to show up there in the corner. And some other, I think that bigger stuff is the crushed pyrite he was referring to. So I'm gonna go ahead and shake this back down and be extra careful now so that I'm already seeing gold. It probably looks bigger on camera than it does in real life. That stuff is super, super tiny fine gold. So now that I know that there's actually gold starting to show up on the edges, I'm going to be even more careful to make sure everything has plenty of time to sink. Tell you the truth, there's not that much material left in here. What is left is super heavy and super fine, but it's down far enough where I think I can go ahead and roll it back and use my little method of, washing down as much here and then cleaning it, and then washing down as much here and cleaning it to slowly reduce the amount of black sand. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot. So let me change camera angles here real quick. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna slowly work it back just like this. Watching carefully to see if there's any gold showing up. And now you can see the gold starting to show up there at the top. Nothing so far. Again, I'm watching right here on my little viewing window to make sure nothing shiny comes back below here. And as long as I'm careful with that, which, yeah, that's definitely not gold. As long as I'm careful with that, I can wash this material away and then get back to reducing. Okay, so there we're going to stop because I'm already seeing a micro right there. Wow. So far, so good. See all this other stuff here rolling around in the pan? It's crushed pyrite. It's round, so it kind of just worked its way back quite easily. So, made quick work of the crushed pyrite. There's a lot of super, super, super fine gold starting to show up in there. Look at that. Super fine. Still no gold. Worked its way past my line. Almost. It's getting there, but not quite. Okay. I'm gonna try this. Now, everything should be kind of in one spot. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. There it is. It's showing up. Ah. So, here's where we use the snuffer bottle to suck up the gold. So I'm going to get a different snuffer bottle. So I got one for gold and one for black sand. Alright, so you can see that pretty good. Got a nice little bit of gold here in the corner. I don't think that's even a fraction of it, but I see clean gold, so I'm sucking it up. Rinse and repeat. Get this thing out of the way. Get these big rocks out of the way. We're making progress now. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. Oh wow. So the tap method still works, but some of the black sand wants to tap up with it. That's the only thing I'm noticing here. Alright, I'm shaking it all back down. It is definitely difficult. So if anybody was wondering if 10 out of 10 means it's difficult, well, guess what? It does. All right. I'm just going to take my time, wash it back. I mean, this black sand is just like super thick, extremely fine. My God, this stuff is horrible. Wow. Thanks, Klesh. This is rough. But that is what I signed up for, so. I'm trying to make some green space at the top. And if I can make some green space, I can start tapping it up. And there, I got green space. Alright, tap, 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 tap. Alright, got a little line of tiny fine gold. Alright. Tilt it forward and there's the gold. I gotta do a gentle tap. That way the only thing that moves is the gold. Look at that stuff. This is super fine. There's no doubt. This is some small gold. Klesh, dude, this was just straight mean. Yeah, 10 out of 10 is definitely a correct assessment. I don't think I've lost any gold yet. I'm just gonna keep going. Get as much of this black sand out as possible. And look how much I've eliminated, quite a bit. I think there's a tiny fleck of gold, but I'm not gonna worry about every single little speck, but I am gonna pan it all out afterward and see how much I missed. Wow, Klesh, what did you do to me? Bro, that's what I asked for. I asked for the most difficult possible, and that's exactly what I got. I mean, it's tiny, and there's not very much of it. Alright. Let's get all that forward. See what's left in there for us to clean out. Alright. There you go, check that out. I'm gonna go ahead and try to pull the black sand back now. Without I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple different rounds of snuffer and put some more water in my snuffer bottle. Clean it up the same way a second time around. Wow. Look at that stuff. Well, this is pretty insane. You get the picture. I'll be back when I finish cleaning it up. Alright, I'm getting closer, but I've definitely still got a ways to go. I mean, just take a look over here at the size, the particle size. It's just darn near invisible. Believe it or not, I still have too much black sand in this for my liking, so I got some more cleaning to do. Okay, progress update about 30 minutes later. Here's what I got. I mean, there's still some dark colored stuff mixed in there. But honestly, it's I don't know how I would get it any cleaner than that. I'm gonna let it dry. I'm just gonna let it air dry on its own. And I'll be back when it's all dry. Alright, there's what I found my first attempt next to a Klesh guitar pick that I just got for size reference. I don't even know how I'm gonna get this into a tray to weigh it up without losing most of it. I mean, I'm baffled. Baffled by how small that is. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and try to throw her up on the scale here. Let's just see what we got. This stuff is so small that I'm losing it just, trying to move it around. It's static electricity gets stuck to absolutely everything. I mean, we're calling that 0.22. So you can see the microscopic black sand that's still left in it. This is the best that I could do. The only way I could do better is smelting and refining. So I am going to go back through all the tailings, but I'm not going to do that for this video. That is going to be something that I do when I have a whole lot of black sand concentrate saved up. Klesh said he put more than 0.25 in there, and I got 0.22. I'm going to take his word for it. I got my money's worth just in the experience. This was so difficult. I had such a big ego going in, thinking that, oh, I can do just about anything, but not when your particle size is that small. Now I have no idea how much amethyst is worth, but it's really clear. You know, there are not inclusions that I can see. But I'm also not using a jeweler's loupe, but at least to the naked eye. Let's put a guitar pick next to that. That's a big stone. Klesh, I think you might have lost money on that because you just gave me an 11 karat amethyst. I mean, I think I just totally robbed you. But I appreciate it. Alright, and here are a couple of the annoyances, as Klesh calls them. On the left-hand side of the screen there, that is chalcopyrite, otherwise known as peacock ore, otherwise known as copper sulfide. And this one over here is iron pyrite, aka iron sulfide. So, I mean, chalcopyrite is really pretty. It might be hard to see it on the camera, but I mean, it's just gorgeous. There's one last look at the gold right there with some extra lighting on it. I mean, God, that's the smallest gold I've ever seen in my life. So, Klesh, you say it was a 10 out of a 10? Yeah, you're right. It was a 10 out of a 10. It was actually probably worse. If it was possible to give it a higher rating than 10, then I would give it that times 10. So, if you want the most difficult painting experience that you've ever had in your entire life, then buy this product. The black sand is microscopic and slimy when you touch it. Everything about it is just really difficult, but I did get, some cool gems. I got me some chalcopyrite, peacock ore, some pyrite, and ended up with 0.22 grams of gold. I'm going to go ahead and call it 0.25 because I know it's in there. And 0.25 grams is worth about $15. And I paid $30 for the product plus shipping. But I got an 11.4 karat amethyst. I got a really cool piece of peacock ore. I know there's a store down the street that sells those for $5 a piece. So when you add everything up, plus the Klesh guitars pick, which definitely puts us over the top on our return on investment. So we did pretty well. I think it was a great product, and I dare you to buy it. Let's see how much gold you can get. But that's it for now. I'll see you on the next one.